Hey, you're looking live to the IFS podcast. Welcome back. Oh, yeah. Love that sound as I spray beer all over my computer. Oh, that's great. I am joined once again by my good friend, Ed Grohl. Edwin, say hello.
Hello, everybody. Good to see you on a Saturday night, if we see anybody at all. But we're
Yeah.
here for your pure entertainment. This should be good.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, I just wanted to shoot a show, and you were more than accommodating, and so we were like, "Screw it, we're doing it on a Saturday night." No, I maybe people will show up and join us. Maybe they won't. Hey, it's better than drinking alone.
It was this or Murray Head videos from the '80s, so you won
Oh,
out.
wow, I can't believe I beat that. All right, so we got six different beers tonight. Not each. We got three apiece, but they're all from the same brewery. They're all from Levante, out in Westchester. And my first one, I've got Levante Fruit Fetish, a tart fruit ale. There you go. Check that out. This is Levante in Westchester. It's a place I've got to see grow a good bit, and it's a fun place to visit. Some nice beers. Ed, what do you got?
I am drinking a Levante. You can't see it. Contemporary Mosaic, I think it says there.
Yeah.
This smells phenomenal. The smell is off the charts. Right, I put it out into a tulip glass here, so we've got the scents. Oh, this smells right on the nose, but yeah, that's a terrible pun.
Man.
Really good, really good. Love the mosaic hops. Not too overly. It's really smooth on the back end. Not too much malt. Woo, really good. Love this. And by the way, thank you, Bill, for dropping these off to me at the distillery the other day.
Hey,
Yesterday. That was very kind of you. Thank you.
no problem. All right, so fruit fetish here is 6.2% peach and passion fruit, and contains lactose. So it's good to know. I'll tell you what, the nose on this is all peach. I mean, it is, and it's like a fresh peach. It's got that maybe a little bit like an over-ripened peach. You know what I mean? When it's like kind of mushy. I like it. Yeah, it's
I'm not
nice.
gonna lie. My can is labeled upside down.
Yeah,
So I'm reading
yeah.
this upside down. I have 7.3 alcohol by volume, or Love Ebe Cla, and hops Mosaic. Keep cold, drink fresh. This is really good. I'm really enjoying this. Very smooth.
That the reason why that label is upside down is that these beers were a gift to Levante. They hooked us up, and
Oh, no
uh,
kidding. How'd you
yeah,
swing that?
one of the assistant brewers there hooked me up with the beers. I follow him on Twitter, and it's Gilly. I'll put a link to his Twitter account in the show notes if he's okay with that. He's a real nice guy. He's got an interesting Twitter account. He's originally from Pittsburgh. Went to Westchester University for a while, and then
Mm.
settled into the brewery, which is right there next to campus. I mean, you can walk from class right into a brewery. It's real nice. Students don't do that though.
The only thing I ever knew that was there was Iron Hill. They've always had a Westchester location, which I
Yeah,
know is like right on the main drag there. But now this is really good. Hey, good hookup. That's great.
yeah. So very kind of him. All six of these beers tonight were a gift, and very much appreciative of that. And hey, if you want us to drink your beer, send it to us. We'll drink it, and we'll do it live on the show every time.
If you want me to drink your paint, I will drink it. Just send it to us. I'll do it. Stunt boy.
That was really close to a spit take. I mean,
That's my whole goal is to get you to spit on that on that camera.
I sprayed enough beer already on this poor little computer here. So what am I gonna do? Um, hey, if you're there in the watching live, jump into the chat. Let us know what you think, what you're drinking tonight. It's Saturday night. You better be drinking too, drinking along with us. Hopefully, you're having something nice. Throw it right there in the chat box, and we'll say hi.
Come home from seeing Black Panther, drink some beers with us. That's what I
So you
say.
got to see Black Panther. What'd you think of it? I haven't seen it.
It's really good, and it's if anybody is into any of the Marvel movies, and I know that some people are and some people aren't. Iron Man 1 kind of had less action, more plot, uh, more depth
Intrigue.
to it.
There's a lot of
Sure.
intrigue.
And this had a villain, Killmonger, Michael B. Jordan. He has motives that you're like, oh, I get why he's doing this. He's a believable villain, and he's not the typical comic book god from the sky coming down. He's just a guy who has actual earthbound plans,
Abilities.
and yeah, and he really has a good point, and you look at him and you're like, yeah, I can kind of see where he's coming from, and I think that makes a great villain, and he plays him perfectly. It's unbelievable, and you're kind of rooting for him in the middle of the movie, so that makes it kind of a departure from the normal Marvel movie, and I think it's really well done, and I think everyone should go see it. It's really cool.
Nice. I've heard great things about it. I will eventually see it. It's probably one of those movies that I will see after it kind of slows down a little bit. It's the last Marvel movie before Infinity Wars, so I feel like you kind of got to go see it.
Yeah, they really do. They don't tie too much into that either.
Oh, they don't?
No, they really don't. There's probably a post credit scene that might like hint towards it, but they tied into Age of Ultron with Claw, and he was there for half the movie. But other than that, it was just the internal struggle of these people, and Michael B. Jordan's character is like, we need to give our technology to the world instead of isolating, and in a way you're like, he's kind of right, like they should. Really well done, and just a spectacular, not a huge action movie, but everything is done so well, and of course it's Marvel, so the visuals are great. And I just watched Justice League earlier for the second time, and I was like, man, they really need to up their game, because Marvel just blows them out of the park with this shit. Everything that Justice League did looked like they were doing it on like a closed set, like in a warehouse type of thing.
Yeah.
But the African settings and everything, beautifully done. They did a great job with all the characters, believable. Everything was very well done, and I'd say go see it, no matter what.
Marvel is eating DC's lunch, and they've been doing that for a long time. I think in the newsstands or whatever the comic book stores are now, whatever. But in the theaters, God, those DC movies just do not stand up. I had really high hopes for the Suicide Squad.
That movie was dog shit.
I really wanted
it was hilariously bad. Justice League is far and away better than that, but still leagues below a Marvel movie. It at least was you watch it and you go, it was a movie.
Yeah.
Suicide Squad, I watched that and I go, that was hilariously bad.
The only thing that carried that movie was Margot Robbie. That's it. I liked watching her.
She was wearing short shorts, and that's it. And actually, and everyone is going to whine about this, and I'm sure I'm going to get emails about this. Jared Leto's Joker, he was great. I thought it was the Joker. Yeah. They just didn't put him in the movie enough.
No.
Like, well, Will Smith.
That's not his movie.
Yeah, Will Smith sucked. The Australian guy was okay, the Boomerang guy, but still, it just made no sense. It was completely just a disjointed mess, and you're just like,
it was a music video. I thought it looked like an MTV music video.
Oh, and every 5 minutes they're like, here's another song that we bought the rights to. Like, oh God, stop trying to be Guardians of the Galaxy, make your own movie. Like, ugh.
Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, I liked. I didn't love it.
I say Guardians 1 was far and away better than Guardians 2. That's apparently an unpopular opinion.
Really?
I don't know. Yeah. Guardians 1 was very well done. Now, I liked all the players in the movie, and I thought it was well cast, and I thought it was well done. But still, at the same time, I thought that they did the thing of what we were just talking about. Here's another song where you shove down your throat. Brandy, you're a fine girl. Oh, it's the 70s. Is it really? Oh, God damn it. You know, just very strange. I thought the music in the first one made more sense than the second one was like, hey, here's a song and here's what we're doing right now. And I hate when people shove it down your throat like that.
All right. Well, we're going to talk more about movies. You watched a couple of really good ones today, which left me with an idea. We're going to talk about our favorite Schwarzenegger movies, right? Because you're watching Running Man earlier, so we'll get to that in a minute. Let's get back to this beer. The fruit fetish here, Levante's fruit fetish. Get the camera on that one. Color on it's pretty nice. It's nicely opaque. It is quite tart, but it is not abrasive, and it's not wiping me out. This is a dessert beer. This is not going to pair with anything, in my opinion. The passion fruit is, I think, adding a lot of sugars, whereas the peaches are giving me that tartness and a lot more of the fruity bite. The passion fruit, I think that passion fruit's kind of a subtle flavor, in my opinion, and that kind of just is subtly supporting the peach, and maybe making it a little bit more peachy, because it's my understanding that peaches easily get lost in a brew. But really nice. This is good.
Are you going to rate it?
Am I going to rate it? Yeah, I'm going to rate it. Yeah.
I don't mean eventually. Are you going to rate it right now?
Right now.
I don't mean in life. I just
yeah, I'll rate it. Right now. I got to be with it for a little while. It's really cold still.
All right.
How's your mosaic hanging in there?
This contemporary mosaic is great. I'm having a really good time drinking this. The mosaic hops are one of my favorite, and it really has a smooth backbone to it that I love in an IPA. It is really outstanding. This is a beer that I would recommend to anyone on the IPA scale. And I'm going to rate it. I'm giving this I'd say this is a 4.25 out of 5. Or are we, wait, do we
do 10?
Four,
we do 10.
Oh, 10? 10?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going 9 out of 10. This is a really, really good beer. This is fantastic. Wow. And yeah, good job to Levante. And I'm not just saying that because we got these free or whatever, which I didn't even find out till 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
This is a really goddamn good beer.
Yeah, they've really stepped up their game in the last few years. They are a brewery, in my opinion, of constant improvement. Just every time I go in there, they're doing something new, something unique. I haven't loved all their offerings from day one, but nothing's been bad. I've never had a beer that was improperly brewed. They do a couple of strange things I don't quite understand sometimes. Like they used some Japanese rice in a Pilsner. And I was like, what are you guys doing? It just didn't make sense. It was an interesting choice. It's a risk. You know, hey.
Like a sake almost, having like a rice wine type of.
Yeah, it didn't work. But look, you don't know if it works till you try it. And, points for doing something crazy. And in all honesty, I look at a Pilsner and I go, why are we screwing with this, right? This is the one style we're not supposed to screw with. But their coffee, they have a bourbon barrel aged coffee stout that's just screaming. It's really good, but you gotta like a really hot, boozy.
What's the backbone on that? Like, what's the ABV and everything?
It's like, I think like 12%.
Like a Sunday morning stout or
you're getting all of it. So.
Well, that makes sense though. That makes sense to put bourbon in a beer with that backbone. That's good.
Yeah,
good on them.
All right, back to the fruit fetish. By the way, I don't totally love the name, but I really like the label. Really like the label. That peel there. In the flesh. Excuse me.
Looks
That's
like
really nice.
looks like a T-shirt you'd see at a summer concert. I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
On a really cute chick.
I made that. Yeah. This is
Sorry to all the ladies listening. I didn't mean to say chick.
This is a nice beer. This is more of a summery beer, I would say. The tartness is proper. The fruity flavors from the peach are really great. It started out as that overripened peach, and it's just continued to be there. It's tart, but it's never really sour. If that makes sense. It's got this kind of like edge to it that's really good.
Take your pills, Bill.
Yep. Forgot to silence my phone. And I'm gonna give this one a solid 8. It's pretty good. I like the cloudiness, I like the color, I like the flavor, I like the sharpness, and I'm enjoying this beer. 8. I'm gonna try to finish this one real quick. Ooh. I don't know if I should though. Well,
sorry, I'm still muted. It's this mosaic is fantastic. And did you keep one of these for yourself, or did I just usurp this from you? No, God damn it! I feel bad that I took it. This is phenomenally good. This is really, really goddamn good, and I'd recommend this to anybody. It's so good.
So, reaching into the Batman lunchbox again. Get out a new can here. Let's see what we got. I'm gonna wash out this glass real quick. People are gonna be like, that's great. All right, this is Tickle Parts. Tickle Parts IPA. I don't love that name. I think it's kind of weird, but
that is a strange name, but
I don't know what it's supposed to mean. You got a nice snap on that pop on that.
Woo!
And this one is nice and cloudy. Ooh.
Same here.
Wow.
All right.
Nice color on this one.
Yeah. Loving this one too. Look at this. Woo!
This is 7% El Dorado, Mosaic, and Citra. There you go. This was 111.18, so pretty fresh.
Mine is 8.1 hops Citra, and this is a Citra double IPA.
What's it called? Locked? Is that the Locked in a Trunk?
Locked in the Trunk. Yep.
I like the name of that one. I don't know what it means, but kind of like it.
Apparently, you've never been locked in a trunk.
Nope, I have not. So, if you are watching here on a Saturday night, I guess you too, like us, have nothing better to do. Join us in the chat. Let us know what you're drinking. Oh, man, the nose on this is fantastic.
See, here's the problem. I started out like a house on fire with that Mosaic, and it's tough to. Citra is one of my favorite hops, and I'm still finding it tough to come down. I need to take a couple sips to get into this.
Yeah, the nose on this one is fantastic. Oh,
this almost has a coconutty, which is odd to say, and it probably has more to do with the malts that they use with the Citra.
Yeah. This one, I think I need a couple more sips to wash out the tart for mine.
Yeah, definitely. But this almost has like I'm getting coconut out of it. It's very strange.
Yeah, look this one up. On Tapped, it's got a rating of 4.2. That's really nice.
That's pretty high.
Yeah. Dry hop New England style IPA with low bitterness.
Ooh.
There you go. Featherly soft mouthfeel. Anticipate chunks of pineapple and tender clementine juice on the palate, while your nostrils are gently tickled with the aroma of thawing sorbet and other fruit juices. Thawing sorbet. I don't know about that.
I will say this one's a little more harsh on the tongue, but I will say that these are very soft to the palate when you drink. The two that I've had, at least, are very soft to the palate. You drink them and you're like, ooh. Like a little feathery pillow, like a memory foam coming down. It's really good.
Very velvety. Very velvety.
What is that, velvet? He beat Joe Lewis's ass.
Is it felt? It is now. Uh, hey, Christopher Watt, who I just sent a nice little box to earlier today, drinking a dancing gnome Lustra. All right, welcome to the party, Chris. Always good to
Hey,
have you.
Chris, thanks for one-upping us. No, I'm just kidding. These
Yeah,
beers are great. These beers are great.
he's got the dancing gnome all the time. That guy drinks all the good shit.
Screw him.
Yeah, he's awful. No one likes him.
Dancing gnome.
All
What
right.
does that even mean?
Yeah. All right. So you watched Running Man earlier today. What else did you watch?
We watched Thor Ragnarok. We watched Justice League. And then I said, well, I've got 80 minutes. Do you want to watch The Running Man? Because I thought we were going on at 8. So we watched The Running Man, which is an adaptation of a Stephen King novel that he actually did under his pen name for the movie. And it is every bit as phenomenal as it should be. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Mick Fleetwood, Dweezil Zappa, Richard Dawson, Stephen King, Jesse the Body Ventura, Jim fucking Brown is in this goddamn movie. And let me tell you,
Richard Dawson's my favorite character in that movie.
He's phenomenal.
He's so good. He's so good.
Phenomenal.
He owns that movie.
Completely kills it, and he's great. And it's just one of these 80s indulgence movies that you watch when people are dying and everything, and it's where everyone gets the Schwarzenegger just does these one-liners, and he's like, "Oh, what happened to Buzzsaw?" He's like, "He had to split," and you're like, "Okay, it's hysterical." The movie is fantastic, though. Maria Conchita Alonso in her prime. She's so hot. You're like, okay, all right. It is a very good movie.
I just had to look it up because I wasn't sure if it was going to be on there.
Did I IMDb it enough for you or no?
No, you're fantastic. I wanted to look up Rotten Tomatoes score. What do you think the Rotten Tomatoes score is for that?
77.
It's 63.
Ah!
The audience score is only 60. That's bullshit.
Oh, those people are full of shit.
It's
a great. It's better than Total Recall. I don't care what anybody says.
Oh no! That's a false statement.
It's better than Total Recall.
So we're going to talk about our favorite Schwarzenegger movies.
I'm in.
Number one for me is Total Recall.
Wait, are we going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1?
No, we're going to just start throwing them out there. But number one.
Okay. We're just going to dartboard it.
Okay. Do you have you have a top 5 like in order? Have you thought about it that long? Because I sprung this on you literally at 5 minutes before we started the show.
All right. Well, I will say this, and I'm going to throw this out there, and I'm not going to put it in my list.
All right.
Because I will say to anybody out there listening or watching, or anybody who even bothers to disturb themselves with us, Jingle All the Way is one of the funniest goddamn Christmas movies you're ever going to watch. Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sinbad are fucking gold. Unfortunately, it does have Jake Lloyd in it, who is young Anakin Skywalker. But in this movie, Phil Hartman's in it. Sinbad, Martin Mull, fucking the giant. Paul White is in it. Like it's a great flick.
Paul Hartman.
Christmas comes but once a year. And he's like, put that cookie down. Like
I still miss news radio. Oh my god, news radio. Were you a news radio fan?
You know what? I never got into it, but when I see all the people who are in it, Joe Rogan, Stephen Root, Paul Hartman, Andy Dick, nobody cares. Mara Tierney, I guess, was in it. Yep. I can see why I would probably be into that show, but it just I never got into it. But so that's why I had to throw Jingle All the Way out there. I would say, all right, do we want to go 5, 1 to 5?
Just top 5, any order, because that's where I'm at.
I'll do 1, you do 1. How about that?
Okay. All right. We both agree on Running Man, right?
Oh, it's amazing. Yes.
Okay. So Running Man. Now we're down to 4.
All right.
My number 1 though is Total Recall. I love Total Recall.
Oh, really?
Oh God, I love that movie so much. I just think it's great because it's a sci-fi movie where they really, you really can't get kind of lost in the layers of it. Like, wait, what's real? Where are we at?
Mm.
It is. I find it to be very disorienting. And
It does have an early Sharon Stone in it too.
it does have an early Sharon Stone. She's so hot in that.
Mm.
And if you want to know how good the original Total Recall is, watch the remake and the absolute nightmare that Hollywood created. They
I'm not
destroyed the movie.
watching the remake. Fuck you.
It is so bad
Yeah.
that you're like, oh, it shows you what a perfect movie they made the first time.
It's cheesy good. Definitely a great movie. However, I'm gonna try to call check here with Predator.
Predator's on my list too.
Jesse the Body Ventura, Carl Weathers, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
If it bleeds,
Alien.
kill it.
Yes. And then the Indian guy from 48 Hours cuts his freaking chest on the goddamn log, and he's like, ah! And the guy just, I ain't got time to bleed. Like, it's unbelievable how good that movie is. And it was all under the ruse of they were going to like liberate this village.
Yeah.
That they learned that, oh, it was unbelievable. That movie's great.
The best story is the fact that Indian guy, he had guards that went everywhere with him, security guards.
No shit.
But they weren't for him. They were to protect everyone else because that guy was such a nut job.
Oh yeah, I know he's done many stints in jail.
Yeah. How much steroids do you think were just consumed on that set? Were they just constantly pumping themselves up?
I literally am shocked that steroids made it to the 90s after that movie. That's how many steroids were consumed.
All right. This is the one where I think it's tough.
Okay.
I think Terminator 2 is on the list, and I think it's better than Terminator 1.
Ooh, I think you're wrong.
And I love Terminator 1, but Terminator 2 is just so much more fun.
See, I think Terminator 1 was kind of like the 80s version of Jaws a little bit. Like the bad dream, this guy's coming to get you. T2 was like, well, now we have digital effects and this guy can melt and it's Robert Patrick and he's coming after you. Have you seen this boy? Like, I loved it. And I love the Guns N' Roses song that went with it.
Yeah.
I just, you could be mine. It was very cool.
Great video.
Yeah. Speaking of people who went to jail, Edward Furlong. Yes, he definitely did. But it's a very good movie, but I don't think that it encapsulates, it doesn't capture the terror that you got from the first Terminator. Like, I think the first Terminator was like a bad dream. The second Terminator was like a dream. And you're like, oh yeah, well, I woke up and this other guy saved me, a little bit. But it was a cooler movie because of the effects and Schwarzenegger. And he's like, hasta la vista, baby. Like, way funner, but not as jawsy as the first one.
The first one is terrifying. Like, it is
horrifying.
Very suspenseful. I mean, this machine is broken in half and it's still clawing at her.
Unbelievable.
Like, it will not be stopped. It's really crazy. And then John Connor, and then in the end, you're like, wait, did John Connor send his dad back? Wait, we don't find that out till later, right? Like what happened? Like, you're left with what's going on here. Very good though. I mean, the first one's very good. I think the second one's just that chase with the semi truck down through the aqueducts, totally insane.
I agree with you on that whole point. And I think overall people would agree that it is a way better movie.
Yeah.
But for me, the terror of just the one Terminator coming after Sarah Connor was unbelievably frightening to me.
Yep. And by the way, we're getting a Terminator reboot in 2019. So,
I'm sure that'll go well. I can't wait to hate on that.
Yeah, and there's also a Conan uh movie coming too. I think.
Spoiler alert, Conan O'Brien. I just said Conan O'Brien. Holy shit. Not Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah, there's Conan the Barbarian movie, and that's in 2019, I think. 2018.
Ugh.
That's this
Ugh.
year. That's this year. All right. Next one. What do you got?
I'm going to go a little outside of the lines here. True
Mhm.
Lies.
Oh no, you're right on. Dead on. That was gonna be my next one.
I
Well
think
done.
True Lies is one of my favorite Schwarzenegger movies.
Mm.
That movie had everything. Tia Carrere, it just hit all the boxes. Even Alicia Dukes-Ku was in that movie. Like it just everything clicked in that movie, and Tom Arnold was the funniest guy on earth.
Tom Arnold is
He goes,
fantastic.
what kind of scary bitch takes the ice cube train?
That's
And I'm
right.
like, that's the best line I've ever heard.
It's a great line.
No, that movie is fantastic.
Bill Paxton is
Yes.
fantastic. He's so
I
good.
just peed my pants. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, R.I.P. Bill Paxton. But yeah,
I love that scene where he's got the tape recorder and he's got Jamie Lee Curtis do it slowly. I try to use that line every once in a while at opportune and probably inappropriate moments.
all I could ever think of.
I don't think anyone ever thinks of that, man.
I'm like, we saw your tits in trading places. Like, just stop this ruse.
Yeah,
but that is a very fun and engaging movie. Everyone should see that.
Great movie. Great movie.
All right, you're up.
Oh God damn it! You took the
I
one
know. I love that I pulled the rug out from under your feet.
You know what? I'm gonna have to go with the Maggie movie. Did you see that, the recent one with the zombie? He was
where his kid's like a zombie and he's trying to nurse her back to health or whatever.
He was really good. You know why? Because he let himself look old, and he is.
It's great. I never would have guessed you would have picked this.
Yeah, it was really good. I liked it. I thought he was really good. I thought it was a good movie. I thought it was fun. It wasn't your typical zombie movie. A lot of these zombie movies are very repetitive.
I mean, are we not done with zombies yet? Like,
no, we
get it. Like every time somebody's like, "Whoa!" when the zombie apocalypse comes, I'm like, "Oh, just stop being in fourth grade."
Well, that's why we have all these guns. So. All right. I last one. You got to pick one more, right? You got one. You got to have one more in you.
This is going to be bad.
Is it going to be him as Dr. Freeze, Batman and Robin?
Everybody, chill. No. Kindergarten Cop.
Oh, it's not the tumor. Yeah.
There is no more Mr. Kimball. There's a bathroom. There is no more bathroom. I saw it in the theater. The villain was scary as fuck. Penelope Ann Miller was great in that movie.
Oh, yeah.
That was a fantastic role for him. And I'm telling you, one of the sneaky, funny movies you're ever going to see, yet terrifying, that came out of the 90s. He was brilliant in that movie.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good movie. A lot of great lines out of that movie. Yeah. Who is your daddy and what does
your daddy do?
Yeah.
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina. I couldn't even get the line right. That's how out of touch I am with genitalia.
Yeah, you're not quite sure who has what. Oh my god!
And then all of a sudden the ferret comes running out, and you're like, "Oh, there is no bathroom." Hysterical.
They're monsters.
And still terrifying.
Yeah. Yep.
I'll tell you what. If he hits you again, I'm going to come back. It's great. All right. So what's your big one?
The number one?
Yeah. Give it. You got to give us one more.
Oh Christ! I got to do one more.
Commando.
I'm thinking.
Oh, Alyssa Milano.
Yeah, I'm going Commando.
Oh,
that's a fun movie.
I love when Bill goes Commando. Balls out.
That's right. I'm going Commando right now. Alyssa Milano and Bill Duke. Good Lord.
Oh, and that also had Ray Dawn Chong in it, Tommy Chong's daughter,
Yeah.
who was smoking hot in that. And that
She
Weasley
was.
guy, and they had the Porsche 911, and they rolled it down the hill.
Yeah.
And he had one of the best lines in that movie. He broke the guy's neck when he's in the plane, and she's like, "Is he okay?" He goes, "He's dead tired." I was like, "Yes, Commando is brilliant."
That's a great movie.
Yeah.
I forgot Bill Duke was also in that one.
There's 100 people in that. That was the precursor to 48 Hours. That was the more punchy and killy.
Literally.
Yeah. So good. Good call.
Yeah. All right. So that's the list. That's our favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger movies. I'll tell
Here's
you
how we fill dead air, everybody.
this beer podcast has a little bit of everything.
Ooh.
All right. Tickle parts. Levante. Back to this. The whole reason we actually do this show.
Mm-hmm.
I really like this one. It's a little bit prickly, all right, but it's velvety enough. The prickliness is, I think, mostly from the carbonation. It could use a tad more body to like up the viscosity a little bit, and it might be that we're 6 weeks out. Although this beer should be more shelf. Well, we 6 weeks out. Yeah. About it should be a little more shelf stable than that. But you know what? I think it's very good. The flavors are fantastic. It's a lot of pineapple. The nose is a little muted, but it's not bad. It's got a nice lacing on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give this a 8.5. I really like it.
I'm going 8 with mine. This one, Citra all the way. A little more maltiness than I like, but the color's spot on. I think it's very well done. I'm getting a lot of good lacing on here. It looks like I finally washed the glass before I used it on the podcast. But no, this is great. I'd say 8 out of 10. This is really good. Seek it out.
Nice.
And for anybody who wants to see, that's the can. Locked in the trunk.
I really like that can. That's a nice label, and I kind of like that.
Thank
name.
you. Oh, you meant the one I was holding up here.
Yeah. Well done. All right, we're changing. I'm changing up big time here. This is holy shit, 11%. All right, we're going with a big imperial stout full of coffee. Here we go, and it's got a name I can't pronounce, so I'm gonna pour that. Oh. That is big.
Oh, my goodness gracious. This looks, oh boy.
Yours looks a little.
This is viscous. This is.
Yeah, that looks really thick.
Yeah. Oh boy.
This is Gran Gria Naduito. You gotta be kidding me. This is embarrassing. Gran Gianduiotto. Gianduiotto.
And Bingo was his name.
Are you kidding me? This is brewed in collaboration with Grand Cafe Le Aquila. What? God. I'm sorry, Levante. I don't care how good this beer is. If I can't pronounce it, like, what am I supposed to do? This is.
So mine contains, here's the contains lactose, raspberry, boysenberry, cacao, and vanilla. What the shit is this?
Yeah. Here comes my list. Contains hazelnut, lactose, chocolate, coffee, and vanilla.
Mine contains will be up at 3 a.m. Oh my God, this is so good. Oh shit. I shouldn't say that.
Oh, really? You're in love.
I just spoiler alerted my whole review.
Really?
This is really goddamn.
The nose on this is fantastic.
Yeah, no, this is very good.
Oh, I love hazelnut, and I can smell it on here. Hey, Nicole showed up. Hey, Nicole.
So I went to Boneshire the other day, and they had a hazelnut imperial, really good.
Oh, my
Dude,
God.
dude, are you not having a time there?
This is good too. Oh man,
this is oh my God.
wow.
I feel guilty drinking this. Yeah, this is really good.
Oh, I never feel that way.
I mean, I exaggerate, but
Yeah,
hyperbole, I think is the word I'm looking
for. Oh man, Nicole's at 0 day. She's watching us at 0 day.
They should put that up on the wall.
Oh, they should put that up on the wall.
Yeah, I don't know
Tell
why
everyone
they're not doing that.
Hi, it's 0 day.
Yeah, tell everyone over their head says, "Hey."
We should go down there, broadcast from there sometime.
I don't know why we don't do that, dude.
Because I'd have to leave the house.
I know, right? You'd have to leave the lab there that you're in. Oompa loompa doopa dee doo.
Hey, sounds like a good time for us to discuss.
Yes, yeah,
the sticker board. Hey,
can somebody send him some stickers?
Any
sticker.
Look, I don't have any new stickers to put on this week.
Jesus
Someone send me some stickers. Gilly was supposed to. Gilly was supposed to give me a sticker, and I forgot to ask him for one. He's like, shit. Send me a Levante sticker. Look, I drank all your beers. We're talking nice about them.
I'm too old to have any connections anymore, so it's all up to you. Yeah. You need to reach out and get some stickers.
Chris says we'll have new stickers for the next show.
Chris,
thank you. Oh man. And thank Nicole, I still need to get you a Girls Pint Out sticker. Would love to put some pink boots on here.
Yeah, much as our lives are, we're just still waiting on girls.
Yeah, waiting on
pint out.
Put out.
What?
I mean, pint out.
You're not allowed to say that anymore.
No. Still waiting on girls to pint out. Pint out. That's what I meant.
This beer is really fucking good. I'm having a lot of a good time right now.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Man,
this has got like something going on in the middle that's just like really, really good. Oh man, it's like a creaminess that's just fantastic. That must be the lactose. There's a lot going on. This is a really intense beer. I'm glad I saved it for last. I didn't.
Oh yeah.
I knew it was an imperial stout. I didn't realize it was going to be 11%. Right now, none of the booze coming through. I'll tell you what, this sip's like a 7%.
I'm getting a lot of the raspberry out of this. Really good.
Yeah. The velvet here is all in the nose, along with the coffee, and then the chocolate's all in the flavor. That smells good. Oh, I love it. So, Nicole, what are you drinking? Anyone else who's watching here, chime in on what you're having. Would love to hear from you. All right. So we exhausted our Schwarzenegger takes. You had Popeyes today. What? So when you go to Popeyes, what do you order?
Well, so we had Uber Eats just launched in Harrisburg, and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna do Popeyes." So when me and Corey did Ed and Corey Movie Saturday, I was like, "You know what we should do? We should just order Popeyes." So we did all dark meat, and we also got the double mashed potatoes with gravy, and the double red beans and rice. And let me tell you, you cannot do better than that. It is unbelievable. It's very good.
So when you do dark meat, that includes thighs, right?
It's all thighs is basically what you're getting. Because it's like thighs and legs. This is all you're getting. Yeah.
The legs don't do it for me. I just want thighs. I want thighs.
Like seriously, I would throw that into the Chesapeake Bay and be like, I'd pull up 40 crabs. It's unbelievable how good it was. And I was like, Corey, why did we do this? And he's like, because it's awesome. And I was like, yep, this is awesome. And the Uber driver, the poor guy was down a side street, and I'm like, I'm standing on my front porch. He's calling me. We're on the phone together, and I'm like, I'm literally on Second Street. He's like, okay, and came around. He's like, here you go, and I go, I'll tip you on the app, buddy, which I did.
What
Really cool. Really
what's
cool.
what does Uber's Eats for Popeyes cost you?
So you pay about a $5 upcharge.
Okay. Which, if you're half in the bag, is easily worth it.
Or even you quarter in the bag. Popeyes is coming to my door. There's not enough money I can spend.
what was the timeline on that?
About 25 minutes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, the chicken was still hot. The sides were still hot. Everything was very good. Yeah, it was well done.
So how does this work? You tell him what you want, and then.
So you know how you order an Uber?
Yeah.
You order your food, and then you watch the stupid little car go over to Popeyes. And then it's like, your food has been picked up, and you get a text every step of the way. And then this poor son of a bitch has to come and be like, hey, you're the laziest son of a bitch on the planet, but here's your Popeyes.
You Ubered your Popeyes.
You should have just Ubered over to Popeyes, bought your food, and Ubered back. That would have been cheaper, but it doesn't matter. It came right to my fucking door. I love it.
Their stoners must be loving this.
Oh, it's got to be the best thing. Like, oh my god!
Like, can you Uber eat some like Funyuns over? I mean,
it's only places that will allow you to. So I'm trying to get Midtown Tavern to do it, so they can send wings over like across the river. I'm like, Wormleysburg needs your wings.
I was gonna say, like, wouldn't like one of the staff just walk it over for you if you were infirmed?
Literally, if I asked really nicely and I was like, "Look, I lost a leg," they'd be like, "We'll bring it over for you."
Yeah. But just this one time. Oh, do they still have the Nugget Nectar?
Yep.
Nitro on.
Yep, had one today.
I need to go get on that before it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know when I'm gonna make it there.
Yeah, you teetotaling weirdo.
Well, I try to cut back on my beer intake, and I'm really only drinking between now and Easter-ish, just on the podcast. And God, I don't know if it's gonna work. It's really hard. It's really hard.
I knew that going in. I was like, why would I give anything up? That's stupid.
That's dumb. Okay, so I gotta take another pull of this, but this is really an intense beer. Man, it's got a lot going on. God, I can't believe they put this in pounders. And this is Grand G. God, does anyone out there speak
Giangiato? That's Giangiato. Giangiato.
Giangiato?
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
What's that mean? God, I gotta look it up.
That means that you're Italian.
Yeah, I'm German and barely that.
Oh, sorry. Not everything has to have an accent in it. Nine.
Oh.
Schweinenbergen.
The Giangiato is a chocolate originally from Piedmont in northern Italy.
There you go.
It's similar to an upturned boat.
I really was hoping you'd say a turned up boat. I'd be like, I want to get on that boat.
Upturned boat. No.
That boat lit AF? Because I want to get on that.
Yeah. Giangiatos are individually wrapped in tinfoil cover, usually gold or silver.
Oh, the candies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is the specialty of Turin, as in the Shroud of Turin.
Ooh.
Yeah. Or as
kind of gross.
As NBC would have you believe it to be, what was it? What they call it? Toronto? They changed the name to the Winter Olympics. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah. No, you're right.
Torino. That's what they do.
Torino, yeah.
It's like and like, oh, you mean Turin?
No,
Yeah.
that's biblical. Shut up.
I don't know. Anyway.
There's Baptists watching this. Shut up.
No one else is watching. No one else is
No,
watching this.
much like this channel.
Did you watch any of the Winter Olympics? Did you watch any?
I didn't. And in years past, I used to watch the curling, and now I know that's not cool anymore. So I was like, whatever's at the bar. I know that the U.S. hockey did shit, except the women's hockey was awesome, apparently. So because my Twitter blew up, so I was like, all right, cool. I don't geek out too much for the Olympics. It's one thing. I geek out for the World Cup because I'm like, it's USA against everybody, but I don't know. It's like when they take all the pro players out of it, which hockey did this year. I just can't get into it.
Yeah, Christopher Watt, friend of the show, he was at those Olympics. I'm asking him if he wants to come on and talk about it.
Holy shit, that'd be great.
Yeah, we see if he's willing to do it. Kind of, if you don't want to do it, Chris, it's okay. But I don't know. I kind of want to hear about what that was like.
Chris, if you don't do it, you're a pussy. That's all I'm
saying. Yeah, but whatever. God, I watched a little bit of the Olympics. I watched the opening ceremony. Megan and I always do that.
Oh boy.
And then I watched speed skating. I like that. I started watching I started watching the all right, let's see if I can get him in here right now. Let's see here. I started watching the ski jumping, but no one wrecked. That's not.
Oh, like the Super G?
No. Ski jumping, like down the hill and trying to jump real far. The guy's doing that.
I'm fairly sure that's Super G.
No, Super G is a downhill, like alpine skiing.
Oh, is it? Oh, God. Yeah. I suck at winter sports.
Yeah. No, ski jumping. I
love when people are like, and they just fly out. Yeah. Because you're like, I am nervous. I'm nervous. Well, fuck it. I'm in the air. No, I'm not so nervous.
Here I am. The problem with sending Chris an invite to come on the show and talk about his time in Torino, or Turin, as it really is that we're going to lose about a quarter of our viewership right there. I mean, geez.
Wow, 3 people. That'll be amazing.
Yeah, a quarter, 3 people. glad you've been drinking. I watched the speed skating. That was okay. I thought the coverage kind of sucked. I really wasn't into the Olympic hockey, although there were some good games. Did you watch curling?
I am shocked this year at how many people, and just from following on Twitter, people have turned on curling. They're like, well, they show it too much. And I'm like, really? They show it way too much, like more than figure skating. But curling is a great game. There's an artistry to it. It really cool. I love throwing, like, just letting stones go, and you gotta sweep away.
I like the screaming.
Sweep! Yeah, no, it's great. I love it. I can't imagine anybody who does not like that game.
Yeah, it seems like a really good drinking game.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I think that's basically why we all embrace it. But yeah.
All right. So any other Olympic sports that you were enthralled with? biathlon. I mean, at least people are shooting shit.
I will say this: when I was in Maryland, I saw that poor girl get her leg kicked out and go and get blasted on the wall in speed skating, and I was like, "Ooh, man, very bad." But love the biathlon. I think that's a cool sport where you're cross country skiing and then you lay down and shoot, 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 and then you go. And I think that's great. But kudos to any American things that went great. I love it. So
Yeah, yeah. All right, I want to rate these beers, and maybe between the time when we finish rating this beer and discussing them and whatnot, Chris will be able to show up. All right,
yeah, we are drunk.
well, it's the live review. Basically, show up, watch us get loaded, and
and pretend to know what the Olympics are doing.
Yeah. All right. You go first, mostly because I got to have a little bit more of this one first.
Okay, so I have the. I don't even know how to say this. The Bahe shop.
That's Bake Shop.
Oh, is that okay?
I think it is.
Bake Shop.
Oh,
sorry.
It's obviously Bake Shop, right?
I'm so young, I never learned cursive.
No, it's the other way.
Oh,
you're old. we covered this in the last podcast.
I grew up with 50 cents candy shop. That's all I know.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
But I will say this: really goddamn good. It's unbelievably good. It could probably use a little more backbone to it, but I will say
Hey!
He's
trying to work. He's got to work his camera. I can hear it. We can hear you, Chris.
Yeah, my bad. I had the iPad on, so I loaded this on my phone.
Is that a nipple?
No, what that is. It's his wall, I think.
No, it's the ceiling.
Okay.
His phone's. I thought your phone's still in your pants.
So, hey,
no, this is really good. I would recommend it to anybody. It tastes amazing, and go out and get it. That's all I'm saying.
Nice. All right, you got to give it a number.
8.25.
Chris, you got to mute your other device. All right, I'm gonna go with this Grand Gian, do whatever it is. Okay, this is a good beer. I can't pronounce the name. It's too hard, and I can't pronounce shit.
John Chano.
The Italian espresso that is the coffee in here is dead on. It is so good. It's not just coffee, it's espresso. I really like that. The hazelnut is in the nose, which is where I want it to be. The cacao is rich and deep and bitter. And the vanilla is there in the nose, supporting it, but also evening it out. This is a great beer. I really like it. This is the best stout that I've had from Levante, and I've had a few of them. And I'm going to give this a 9.5. I'm absolutely in love with it. And if you get a chance to get this beer, you're crazy.
That's big score.
Here's where it's a little bit short. The body could be a little bit richer. I would like it to have a little bit more greasiness in there, but you know what? If this is how that beer turns out when you add all these adjuncts in there, of which there are many, that's fine. All right, Chris.
Yeah, how's it going, guys?
Hey, thanks for jumping on the show at last minute.
No
so thanks for having us into your shower. This is good.
Yeah. It's okay. You're allowed to look into the camera if you want. You don't have, or you could just turn the camera off if you don't feel like appearing.
I'm going to say don't.
So you went to the Winter Olympics in Italy.
Yeah, I kind of lucked out. So I was in college and I was actually studying abroad when this happened.
And how was it?
Uh, it was a long day. So I was studying abroad, and uh, it just so happened. So I went to Clemson for grad school for architecture. So I was in Italy. Great place for that. Um, and every semester, the university over there where we stay, you stay in a villa, and they have a big party like once a semester. And it just so happened the night before we were going to Torino or Turin, whatever you want to call it, for the Olympics, was this party. uh, so the party starts at like 4 o'clock, and we all have to catch a train to Torino at 6 a.m. I, if we went to bed by 2 o'clock that night, we were lucky. So next thing we know, we wake up in the morning and we're trying to like we're waking up at like 5:30 and we have to still like get to the train station in Genoa. It's right along the coast. And just to catch the train, we're like running to the train station so we could all catch our train. Uh, but yeah, like this was one thing I was really looking forward to. I went to a hockey game. It was Russia and Kazakhstan, which was like one of the strangest teams to be in the Olympics.
That's
But
awesome.
it was pretty cool because actually Malkin was on the Russian team that year, and he had just been drafted by the Pens 2 years before that. So it was pretty cool. But like we all get on the train, we're all hung over as hell, and it was like we're like why are we doing this? Why are we getting on a train to go watch some hockey game at 10 o'clock in the morning, 2 hours away?
That's fantastic. That's awesome. Did you see any other events while you were there, or was it just the hockey?
It was just the hockey.
That's awesome. Did you when you were in Italy, because this is a beer podcast, what were your favorite beers?
Uh, Peroni,
Yeah.
because they were
Peroni?
$1.
Come on. Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah. Hey.
But yeah, so besides going to the hockey game, we just basically walked around and it was cool. Just so we were there the whole day, and then in the evening there was another big event, and all the European teams were like doing their chants and stuff on the way to the whatever event it was. So that was pretty cool.
That's awesome. What when you were in the Olympic Village and whatnot, do you stick out like a sore thumb as an American, or do you kind of
Uh,
just blend
I'm
in?
Yeah, I mean, even as American in Europe, you kind of stick out just by what you wear. So
But,
being at the Olympics made it even worse.
yeah, that was my experience too. The Americans seem to always be easily identifiable in Europe.
Yeah, those North Face jackets.
White tennis shoes was the one that seemed to always set people off.
Eddie Bauer.
Yeah, people are pick you up like a sore thumb. So, Chris, you're on the show. You got to talk about what you're drinking. What are you having tonight?
Dancing Gnome, Orbital Convoy right now.
How'd you like that?
It's really nice. It's pretty earthy. Comes in at 8%. I
Yeah,
believe it's a double IPA.
nice.
That was
They
my
And
don't.
follow-up question was what style it was. So
I mean, the funny thing is on their cans they just say American Ale, so they don't really tell you if it's just an IPA or a double IPA.
and on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give it?
I think I gave this one. Well, let's see here. I gave it 4.25 caps, so I guess that'd be 8.5.
Nice. And how long did you stand in line for that one?
Actually, it's funny you ask about that because early on you had to get there super early for their releases. Now you can get there like a half an hour before a release and still get the allotment. So like last weekend, I showed up at 11:30 and was I think I waited a half an hour to get my beer.
Mm. Is that because they're cooling off, or they're just better managed, or they have more product?
Uh, just depends on the case run. So like this, I think was like up at like 150 cases, and allotments were 3-4 packs, so that's a lot of beer for them. Some
Yeah.
of their weekday releases are only like 60 cases.
Hmm. Do you make it for their weekday releases? You're drinking there pretty frequently.
I sometimes, like, if Thursday I stopped there real quick, but I didn't leave work till like 5, so I didn't get there till 5:30, and they still had a bunch. But it was like a farmhouse saison that they released for the first time, um, which was something new for them. There was an event in Pittsburgh tonight, and they had brewed that beer specifically for the event.
Nice. That's kind of outside their wheelhouse. I mean, their New England IPAs are dead on. How was their saison?
Uh, it was different. I mean, for a first go for them, I think it wasn't bad. It was kind of tart, almost a little sour.
Yeah. Were you
I
happy
guess
with it?
I guess I'll wait for the next one and see how they do on that.
Huh. That's a fair point. All right. Hey, Chris, that was very cool of you to jump on at the last minute, and thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
All right.
Let me know when you guys actually make it out to Pittsburgh. You'll have to do a show from Pittsburgh.
We will. We will.
I'm
We got to
so-
get out there soon.
Yeah, we definitely need to do that. I'm out there all the time. All my college roommates are from there. Bill's family's from there. Dave's family. We should do a live show from out there.
Yeah, we should just go out there and do a live show.
It's stupid for us not to do that.
I bet you we could do a live show at the Sharpsburg Brewery, the old 4 Point, the new Hitchhiker.
Anywhere.
There's a ton of room in there.
They got a lot of space. That's a great building, isn't
it's
it?
huge.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm in.
All right. Chris, thanks for jumping on. That was very cool of you.
All right, no problem. Book that trip.
I will.
All right, guys. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Thanks.
You too.
All right. Ed, anything else for the good of the order before we sign off?
I can't follow that. That was great, and I'm good. I got nothing else.
Hey, it's the IFS live review podcast. Literally anything can happen, mostly because we don't plan shit.
Oh, I would like to say thank you very much to you and to Levante for giving us these beers. These are very good. And I really, really liked everything I had tonight. And I can't thank anybody enough.
Let's review real quick everything we had, because we had a lot of different beers tonight.
Okay.
I started out with the Fruit Fetish, which I really liked. That was very good.
I started out with compliment. What is it? Contemporary Mosaic. That would be my first one.
I like that name.
Unbelievably good.
Yeah. Then I went with Tickle Parts IPA, which of the three, this was number two. This was pretty good.
Okay. My number 2 was Locked in the Trunk, which not a big fan of the name, but I would say the Citra was definitely you're not beaten over the head. I think it was very well balanced. It was very good beer.
I liked that name. You didn't like that name?
I don't know. I do and I don't. I don't know. It's very weird. I think it all goes back to a bad dream I had when I was a kid. Possibly.
We're not. We've delved enough into your weird psyche, and then the unpronounceable for me, Grand G Giandiatu, whatever this is. Excellent. I love this beer. It was best that I had of the night. But it wasn't even close. This was so good.
Here's what I like. I got made fun of. This is Bake Shop.
I Bake Shoppy. Baja Shoppy. Baja Shoppy?
Some sort of, I don't know. Is this French? Baja Shoppy. No. Bake Shop, which if you're from America means bake shop. It's very good. The beer is very, very, very good, and anybody who finds it should absolutely drink it. It's very good. Yep.
Great stuff. My favorite of the night, as well as yours, was the last one, Their stouts are fantastic.
Yes.
Levante, we'll put a link to the show notes for their website, Westchester, Pennsylvania. I will say this.
Best Chester, I say.
There you go. I will say this. If for no other reason to love these guys, I've been there. I've been to their place at least 7 times.
Really?
Maybe 8. Yeah. Yeah. It's right there next to the school. I have the unique opportunity to get to drive down there from time to time. And most of the time I'm there, I've seen them have an ESB on draft.
ESBs are the best.
They are. We love ESBs here at IFS.
Yep.
We support the ESB. The last time I was there, the ESB was on Nitro, which was weird and cool, and I liked it. I'd like it more on cask. I think traditionally it should be on cask, but it gave it that nice collar that you'd get with a nicely pumped ESB, and it was really good.
Nice.
So
there's nothing better than an ESB on cask, and you get that perfect pour, and you just get that like one finger head, and you're just yes, in a pint glass.
You get that creamy like mustache right up there. So good.
I can't grow a mustache, so I don't know what that means, but
it's nice.
Eventually,
it's nice. It's really good. Yeah, they make a nice ESB, and you know what? If you're a brewer and you make a nice ESB, I think more of you. So hey, more ESBs.
And yeah, I would love to do some more session beers. Give us your ESBs. Give us your Pagers beers. Give us your anything. We love them.
Yeah. All right. Levante is Levante. You can visit them at levantebrewing.com. They can be followed at Levante Brewing on Twitter. And they have some very nice beers. Definitely go check them out and drink their very fine beers. Ed, you can follow his very fine Twitter account at Ed Grohl.
You can do that.
You can follow our IFS podcast at IFS_podcast. Easy Pretzel, who's currently wearing the same shirt as the rest of his family on a cruise ship.
We want to pull back the curtain a little bit. His family is making them all wear the same shirts.
Yeah, they went on a cruise and they're all wearing the same shirt.
What a rube!
Yeah. And no one told him about this. They sprung it upon him when he went to get on the cruise ship, and he's wearing the same shirt as his whole family.
That's the best thing ever.
I know, it's so good.
Imagine Dave going, "Excuse me, what?" Because anytime anybody hands me a T-shirt, I'm like, "No, I'm good." Ooh, boy, poor Dave.
I'm sure, and I'm sure it pisses him off that we're talking.
I hope it's like now. #1 family or some bullshit like that too.
We're never gonna see the pictures. We will never see the pictures.
No, he will. No, that shit's going straight North Korea. It'll never be seen.
I've been watching his wife's Facebook account, waiting for it to come in. Nothing. He probably tossed her phone into the Caribbean. Yeah, at Easy Pretzel if you want to follow Dave while he's.
I'm really hoping it's water resistant, so it could possibly send us pictures for like the next 3 days till it actually dies.
It still dies. Yeah, maybe the salt will get in there and accidentally upload it to Facebook.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry, Dave. This is too funny.
It's too good. Yeah. And at Bearcat on Beer. And God, we'll do this again some other time soon.
I love everybody. Thank you. Peace.
And with that, I'm going to stop.